If you like the video, please consider supporting James Corp on Patreon. Hi everyone, and welcome to what week are we on? Is it week 4? Well, it's a Halloween special tonight. Ooh, that's why the overlay is a little bit spooky. We're doing a Halloween special liminal game, so with maybe a slightly spooky twist. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, we're back. Don't forget, if you're enjoying this, to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching this on Twitch, to hit that follow button if you aren't already. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, leave some feedback or something. I don't know. I don't know what you can do on a bloody podcast. I don't know how you interact with the people that are doing it. I guess we'll find out. But we're going to be doing a Halloween game of Liminal, which works out quite nicely for the style of game that we're playing. So we're going to go around the table, get people to introduce themselves and their characters quickly, and then we don't need to do a recap because we completed the last mission. If you want to listen to a recap, there's 2 videos you can listen to about the adventure we just played. I'm James, as you can tell by my name. I'm playing Samuel Laker, who's a bit of a 5-finger discount person. He likes breaking into places and taking things unnoticed. He's also a bit of a magician as well. He can not deviation. That's moving things, isn't it? Divination. He can sort of tell the future a little bit, and he put it to great use last week when he had to spend like 7 willpower to tell who had stolen the rock. I'm not sure how we would have found that out, by the way. I'm not sure how we would have found that out without that. That seems crazy. But yeah, anyway. That's it, really. Oh, and he's trying to impress Dr. Moore for some fucking reason. Ryan?
Hey, I'm Ryan, a longtime gamer, first time streamer, or 4th time in this case because, week 4. Anyway, I am playing Vic Jameson, your local security guy werewolf who likes to tackle people into the ground, maybe break a couple of ribs along the way. Their ribs, not mine. And yeah, that's pretty much me. And I will occasionally use a human ghost as a battering ram.
Thank you. Natalie?
Hi, I'm Natalie. I'm playing Charlie Stevens, who's a vet turned someone who's suddenly aware of the liminal world. Came in via Vic, who's a werewolf and who was injured and has been hanging around with this motley crew ever since, and is rather more intrigued than she likes to let on by the whole thing.
Thank you. Neil?
I am Neil. I'm playing Dr. Kane Moore, Professor and Chair of Cambridge University's Paranormal Studies Department. I'm an amateur magician, sleuth, know-it-all, and desperately wish that Samuel would show some more potential, of which he appears to have buckets, but is about as effective as a pumpkin on November the 1st.
Thanks. And last but not least, Sue.
Yeah, I'm Sue, and I'm the GM for this adventure.
That was short and sweet.
That's it. That's all you're getting.
What else to add?
All right. So, new week, new game,
Yep.
new story.
Yes, and I think the first thing to note is, assuming I've remembered correctly, since you're starting a new case, you get to refresh your will points.
Oh, thank God for that.
So they go back to max, do they?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
And I think same for endurance, if anyone's lost any of that.
We didn't get into any fights last week. I've got to spend my experience. Anyway, I'll let you start, and I'll.
Someone got into a fight, but
Was it really a fight?
It was a bit one-sided.
if you hadn't dodged that runaway car, it might have been.
Yeah.
I do have a question. If I put my law up to 3, do I automatically get a specialty, or do I? Is that
No.
okay?
That will cost you an extra point.
I was actually going to ask that because I didn't see in the book where you could obtain an extra specialty.
Yeah, you can buy them for 1 skill point.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank you very much. Do I want to put my law up, or do I want to put art up? What do you guys
And
think?
I put my awareness up because I was so amazingly blind that I kind of feel like I'm paying more attention.
I would put my law up. I'm now got 3 in law.
Don't put art up.
Huh?
It's funny.
Don't put art up.
Don't put your attempt. Don't put art up.
Yeah, I want to see more
Yeah.
pictures.
Okay. There's now the office is covered in stick drawings as I'm trying to train myself. What's that? What's that? Why does it look like the poo emoji? That was the vase on the windowsill.
And I put a point into stealth because
Yeah, because you really weren't.
I've snuck around for the first time in my entire life. Sneaked, snuck, snacked.
Here's the
without being
hint. When you're trying to stealth, do not hum your theme music. That helps.
How did I not know that?
Now you do.
So I'm going to assume this conversation is taking place in your office.
I reckon
Absolutely.
so.
Oh, of course it is. I mean, it's who says a dog can't teach its old human a new trick?
Nobody.
So it's early afternoon. It's a few days before Halloween. You're all in the office discussing stick figures and the finer points of stealth when there's a knock on the door.
Do we not have a sign that says open? They can just walk in.
Yeah, do we actually want people just walking in though, really?
Come in.
Yes.
The door opens and you recognise Brittany.
Oh, hey, Brittany. Want a cup of tea?
Oh, yes, please. Glad this is.
We are not a transport cafe. How many times have I got to tell you?
We're British. It's part of the rules.
Well, we
it's
could
only
have
polite
offered
to
her
offer your
beer.
clients a cup of tea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, are you a client?
Like
Not
a
just come for a
hairdresser.
visit.
Yeah, we've had something a bit strange happen, and apparently you lot are quite good at that kind of thing.
You poor girl.
Someone ain't stolen the stone again, have they?
Oh no, that's fine.
Oh.
All quiet on the castle front. We're back to our usual business now.
What's up then?
Okay, first of all, don't laugh. I know it sounds silly, but it is going to be genuinely mysterious, I promise. So we were planning a little party. Yeah, it's kind of pre-Halloween thing. We tend to not doing anything on Halloween itself because, well, in our business, you've got to keep an eye out for things. But anyway, we got all the supplies in, and well, we ran out of room in the fridge at the church. So we thought, since the weather's really cold right now, we'll just leave some of the sealed packets outside, the orange juice and stuff. It'll stay nice and cold. And well, this morning, Alice went to the church, and some of the stuff had been stolen,
Sounds
but
like you
only
need
the
to phone
cream.
The police. Have you thought
Well,
about phoning the police?
Well, we thought about it, but then we figured, yeah, a really specific homeless person, maybe. I mean, why would they only steal the cream? But anyway, we don't want to get anyone into trouble unnecessarily.
It's Halloween, right? People, maybe they couldn't afford like cream for their blancmange.
Yeah,
I don't suppose you've got CCTV, have you, Alice?
well,
have
we
you,
do,
Brittany?
but well, the whole system went on the fritz last night.
Oh, I've heard
And
that
then-
Nottingham's had some power cuts recently, right? Maybe it's that.
Yeah, and anyway, Alice went out to the shops to try and get some replacement cream down at Tesco, and well, it turns out Tesco were all out of cream as well. And well, I talked to the staff, and they said there'd been a burglary, but all they'd taken was the cream. And their CCTV was on the fritz as well.
Power cut.
So somebody in the night has purloined all of the cream in Northampton.
Well,
That would appear to be the case.
have you checked Sainsbury's or Lidl's or any of the other supermarkets?
Well, we did do Aldi and the local Nisa, and they were out of cream as well.
Other supermarkets are available.
I'm curious about the CCTV when you say it's on the fritz. Is it all static, or is it that it's like, like was said, like Sam said, is it not turning on? Like the power has been cut?
Well, something like that. Yeah, the whole thing just shut down.
Okay.
Single, double, whipped, sour, and lactose intolerant.
Oh, the oat cream was fine. There was plenty of that left.
It's not really cream, is it?
Well, no.
So all of the cream, regardless, even the really thick stuff that's from Marks and Spencer's, has gone missing. Truly a mysterious junction.
Anyway, Alice is having a bit of a panic about meringues at the moment. So,
one further question about the CCTV: is it back up and running?
Oh yeah, worked fine once we powered it up again.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. I mean, you said you talked to some Tesco staff. I mean, how long is Tesco open for? Is it a 24-hour deal, or I mean, I'm guessing I might know.
Well, not the one we went to.
Okay.
Did
they say it gone in the night as well?
Yeah, it was overnight.
So from the shop and their stores?
Yep.
So, Kane, something that can disrupt power nearby or electronics when they're nearby, and a craving for cream. It's very specific. Do you think this could be fae related?
Of course it's fae related. Everything's fae related. Probably got something to do with doors. Either that or a very, very, very static infused cat.
I always thought poltergeists or whatever, something similar to that. I always thought they were, if you leave a source of milk out for them, they tidied your house, right? Am I muted?
No.
No, you're not muted. I just personally didn't catch any of that.
Really?
It's when there was certainly a habit of leaving out cream for Robin Goodfellow, wasn't there, and other members of the faerie clan?
Possibly.
Is it? Well, I guess, we're not having cream with our coffee. Should we go see the scene of the crime?
The scene of the decreaming.
Yeah.
Hang on, is she still here? Is she still ill?
Yeah,
Can we get rid of her?
she's still here.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm gonna be really low under my breath. I'm like, could this just not be completely mundane that some wanker's just stolen all the cream?
It could be, but having multiple CCTVs go out at the same time as the cream disappearing does point to something not quite as mundane. Why would you cut the power to a CCTV to steal cream?
And even if it is mundane, I don't think getting on the bad side of the Castellans is necessarily a good thing anyway.
Maybe it's a cover and they took the cream to hide something else that they stole from Tesco's and all of the supermarkets.
And outside the church.
Are there still pumpkins? There's not somebody just trying to get all the pumpkins.
They want pumpkin spice lattes made out of cream.
No, I think we should take this a little bit more seriously for our friends at the Castle Society. So, yes, certainly. We'll look into this for you. And I'll slide the contract agreement across the table for our usual fee.
Well, of course.
And when will you be needing cream by?
Well, we can skip the meringues if strictly necessary.
Oh, no, dear. You cannot skip the meringues at all. If you have your heart set on meringues, the meringues you shall have. Even if we have to bring meringues in from rugby, you will have meringues.
Meringues are not the problem. It's the cream to go with them.
Yeah, I don't think meringues are made with cream.
No, they are not.
I think it's egg white and sugar.
Yeah, but you have
That's
cream
because
on the
you-
But you
meringue.
have cream with them.
That's because you came from a family that just gave you meringues, Samuel. It's the cream and other things that you put between them that makes them extra special.
Yeah, you put the cream in the meringue and then some fruit on the top.
You can have it with ice
It's just
cream.
not the
Why don't
same
you just
without
have
the
some
cream.
Just get some ice cream.
It's not the same.
No.
Right.
So, the great Halloween cream mystery is afoot.
How? I mean, Northampton's pretty rural, isn't it? I'm gonna phone my vet practice and see if they have heard anything about any farmers reporting cream going missing from dairies.
Or have they had milk stolen straight out of the cow?
Indeed. So anything suspicious and dairy related before we leave.
And we also ring around just a couple of local bakers as well to see whether they've had their stocks of cream stolen. Is it a total cream out, or is it just a partial decreaming?
So the word you get from your vet contact, would that be out at Toaster?
Yep.
Yep, the Toaster is similarly afflicted by cream thefts.
And have any gone from the farm, or has it purely been from shops and later stages?
It has all been from shops.
Okay, I relay this to the rest of the group.
Was there any removed from the bakers?
Yep, bakers are also missing cream.
So what we got is a Santa Claus or Father Christmas that steals cream and does it in one evening.
Again, that reflects more your upbringing to think that Father Christmas took the presents as opposed to delivered them, Samuel.
What? Oh, is it Krampus? Oh, Krampus then.
Did we establish that it was all in one night?
Yes.
Okay.
Very
Cre-
fast moving.
Creamus, there we go. His name is Creamus. Better watch out. Because Creamus is coming to town to steal all your milk.
I'm just going to quickly check Twitter to see if anything's trending about no cream.
Yep,
Hashtag-
no cream is trending on Twitter.
Does it seem to be
creamed out.
worldwide, UK wide?
No, it's pretty localised. It's
Okay.
It's largely West Northamptonshire.
Okay.
Like no cream.
So what you do, right, is we quickly pop down to London, grab a load of cream from the local Tesco.
Make a
Tesco there,
fortune.
come back up and sell it at a profit.
For getting the profit, if we want to find out what's going on, we can just get all the cream and let somebody try to steal it, and then we capture them.
We could put a tracker in one.
Should we go to the church and see if there's anything to be seen?
A cream tramp.
Cream and spice, yeah, and all things nice. All right. Well, I guess we'll drive the mystery van
Mobile.
over to the church, pay the extortionate pricing of parking again.
We're
We should
expensing
just-
it.
We should
pay
just get a
whatever they want.
fucking monthly, a year. We should just get like a yearly one.
There might. I mean, does the church have a car park?
Enough with the car park.
There are plenty
Well-
of car parks in Northampton. It's a popular town.
Okay.
Well, while we're driving, Kane, is there a magic or some sort of ritual that will require a large amount of some ingredient within the cream? I have a hard time believing that so many places are going to be hit more or less simultaneously by one person or one entity. It's probably a group effort, and it could be due to support some ritual. And I know you're the most studied here. I only just began, so I don't know.
So as mad as that sounds, that in normal arcane circles where, especially around this time of year, it's wing of bat and eye of newt and stuff like that, the idea that somebody needs a few hundred litres of cream to do a ritual. You might be right. I don't know. So, Sue, can I recall any cream-related rituals?
Would you
Or-
like to make a law roll?
Can I make one too, just in case?
Yep.
I just started lore. Maybe it was in the book I started reading.
I've got
Cream
law.
magic and you. Does my magic theory speciality kick in here, Sue?
Probably not in this case.
Okie doke.
Don't forget to tell me what you roll.
Yeah, that's a 12.
I rolled a 11. Gosh,
I got
what
a
a
10 on
pointless
my
thing
law.
to get 11 on.
9. So yeah, it's not the cream itself. Maybe there's some ingredient in the cream or something, the way it's processed, something.
I thought cream is an ingredient, is it not?
Well, it's part of milk though, isn't it? They wait for it to settle out. But the milk wasn't taken, I'm assuming.
No, just the cream. So yeah, I think you're all going to, after giving it some thought, conclude that Dr. Kane was on the right track in the first place with talking about fairies.
It's fairy time.
Yeah, fairies are known for stealing cream or having cream left out for them in little bowls, in return for which they won't wreck all your stuff.
Kane,
Original tricking or treating.
Kane, remember, I am the one who first suggested that. The big, dumb werewolf.
I've never said you were dumb. Samuel, different matter, but not you.
Wow.
Keep your eyes on the road, young man.
I'm not driving.
And Dr. Kane, with that 12, you also recall that Northamptonshire has historically been known for having a large population of boggarts.
knew it was a
Nobody
boggart.
has seen them in a very long time.
I literally got the Wikipedia page up on Boggart written. So when we get to church, I want to see if there's a horseshoe outside the church.
Wouldn't have they thought that was an idolatrous or something?
No, not
Huh?
necessarily. There's all kinds of weird stuff at that church.
Okay.
Boggarts. Missing boggarts and lashings of cream. What a time to be alive.
I vaguely remember watching I think it was a BBC children's TV programme with a boggart in it. Was it a boggart?
It's all your arcane knowledge gained by watching television programmes. We started off with Time Team and now we have children's television.
Yeah. Looking
Served us reasonably well so far.
Purposefully believe that we pass into a ghost realm by sneezing, Mr. Claypole.
Yeah, I think they're way too young for that.
I believe that Samuel is too young for that reference. Onwards. I will jump out of the mystery mobile and stride towards the church.
Okay, so round by the back door of the church there is a crate. It currently contains a lot of Tetra Packs of orange juice.
Healthy.
I'm going to steal the orange juice.
Some bottles of fizzy grape juice.
So there's orange juice and fizzy grape juice.
Yep.
And
And an empty space.
where the cream once was. I will stare at Samuel and say, I believe it's your turn to do your thing, young man.
Well, there's nothing for me to touch.
It's a crate full of stuff.
All right.
Yeah, try the crate because they had to open the crate.
All right. I walk over to the crate. So, place my hands on it and just stand there for an hour.
As we flick stones off his head.
Okay. If you do that, it's going to take longer. The more you do that, the longer it's going to take.
It's your own time you're wasting.
Oh, mine. I can do this all day. I put my hands on the box again, and then spend an hour without them flicking shit at me.
Is there anything anyone else would like to do? Well,
I want to know what time the CCTV went fuzzy, so I'm going to go off and find that out.
Yeah, Brittany will rejoin you fairly shortly.
Is there a convenience store or something nearby?
Yeah, there is.
All right. I'll take a walk over there. Talk to a manager or something, like someone that's not just the simple, not that teenage cashier looking who doesn't give a rip and is just looking to make a couple dollars. So I'm investigating a theft for the church right over there. And I heard that you had some cream stolen.
Word gets around fast.
Yes, well. And also, your CCTV went out around that time.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Can you tell me what time?
It was about 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Okay. All right. Those are all the questions I have. Thank you. Hopefully you can get in stock in before your competition, and you'll become the cream barons of Northampton.
You might
Good
say
day.
cream of the crop.
And then is there another store nearby?
Probably.
Okay. Exact same questions, specifically around the CCTV. Is it the same time?
Yeah, it's roughly the same time.
Okay. Yeah, we're not expecting everybody's clocks to be synchronized, but
Did you ask them when they came in, were their clocks flashing when they came in?
no, I didn't. Didn't think of it.
Okay.
So after that, I'm going to head over to the church. I imagine that took 30 minutes because I got to go walk around, find what I'm doing. Hey, can I talk to?
So Brittany can help you out with the church's CCTV, and that went out at about 2:10.
So it's not completely synchronized. Not that I know that yet until Vic shows up.
So what are you two doing apart from flicking shit at me?
I was going to go and have a walk around the area. If I remember correctly on the map, it's in like a wooded little sort of drive, isn't it? Not far from the railway station.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go and have a look around the local area and look for faerie signs,
Okay,
whether they've left any little clues or whether there's any tied rings of wood or any nonsense like that that the little buggers use.
So would you like to roll awareness?
I certainly would. Will my search speciality come in there?
Absolutely.
Good. A 9.
So what you find is footprints, fairly small, a bit smaller than humans. They seem to be bare feet. They're vaguely human shaped, but not quite. You also
And
find a few
where
drips
are
of cream.
Where are they?
They are heading away from the church door. Well, there are some heading towards it as well. Obviously, they're quite hard to follow once you get out of the grassy area and onto the tarmac.
Right.
It appears that they came from the west and continued heading east.
So if I've got my bearings, like that's sort of into town, isn't it?
Yeah.
I will take a photograph of them so I can look at my fairy foot almanac later.
Does it look like this one or that one?
Is this your foot?
You have that filed right next to the door book, right?
Oh yeah.
I guess we could work out maybe from the timings whether, because if we know from the church and from the corner shop and from Kane, if we look at the time, does it seem to be starting on the outside of the town and moving inwards? Or
Yes, it does.
so is there somewhere at the centre of this? I don't suppose we can really track it quite.
But they've come from somewhere,
Yeah.
looking back to the west.
And we know that they've been to, you said South Northampton, didn't you? And Toaster.
Yeah, I think I said West Northamptonshire.
Oh, right, okay. Because Toaster is southwest, I think, of.
Yeah.
From what I remember of Northampton.
If they are boggarts, and there's no certainty that they are, but if they are boggarts, they're absolutely superb at stealing things. Infestations of boggarts will take anything that isn't nailed down, including my sister, potentially. Who knows?
Are you saying you don't nail your sister to the floor?
So we would have to take them. They would have to carry all of this cream somehow. Yet we're knocking out CCTV. This is a bigger mystery than I thought.
Well, what night did the cream go missing? Was it literally last night, or was it like 2 nights ago?
Yeah, it was last night.
So, I mean, is it worth trying to get some more cream from somewhere outside the area and laying a trap? I mean, just at least be around and see if anyone comes for it, or are they likely to have moved on?
So something that might occur to you at this point is that there's a cafe just opposite your little office over at Billing Aquadrome, and they were still serving coffee with whipped cream this morning.
Ooh.
It's from a can, that's why.
Billing Aquadrome. Trying to see where that is.
That is on the east of Northampton.
Okay, so they're still potentially making their way across. Well, is it worth just staying in our office and keeping an eye to see if they raid the cafe?
Which will be when we find out that Samuel hasn't been buying us proper cream.
Well, I'm a tea drinker, so I'm not going to miss cream.
I've been using powdered milk. That's what I've been using.
I haven't. I've got my own milk in the fridge. If you're using powdered milk, call that.
I'm not in the
cream.
tea, in the coffee. I'll bung it in the coffee. Anyway, can I do my little roll? See what happens.
Yep.
I hope this ain't game breaking for you.
No, I was expecting this might happen.
Right, a law roll. What do I want to find out? Who bloody took it? Is that literally what I'm doing? Who took it? Who took the cream? What do I see when?
Or where they're going with it.
Well, obviously, the more details I need, the more expensive it is for me.
Yeah. So if you're looking for where they took the cream, it depends how specific you want your answer to be.
I don't want to break the game, but roughly where have they taken the cream?
Okay, and that is something known by more than 13 people. So that will be 2 will points and challenge level 8.
Oh, bollocks. I'm going to spend 2 willpower. Got an 8 there, so I rolled a 6. I spent 2. That put me... Oh, God, that was a terrible roll. That's almost a failure.
Wow.
I rolled a 1 and a 2 on the dice. And then adding 3 to it, obviously made it 6, because that's how maths work. But yeah, I'll spend 2 will and get it to 8.
Yeah, so the current location of the cream is underground in the middle of town.
Do I see what happens, or what? How does it work? Do I just see?
I think you're getting a vision, so you can see the place which is it's dark. It's from the brickwork. It looks like some kind of underground tunnel. The sort of general feeling that it's right in the middle of Northampton.
Right. Is anyone here still, or are they all pissed off and left me in peace?
They're probably sort of mooching back by now, I think.
Yeah, I think they'll be reassembling roughly as you finish, as they all know roughly how long it's going to take.
Okay, the cream's been stored in some sort of tunnel underground in the centre of town.
A word.
If we ask Alice or Brittany, do they know of any particular sort of slightly magical underground areas in Northampton? Or is it awash with them? Or
Yeah, Brittany looks quite excited. Oh, I went to a talk on that. Yeah, there's all kinds of legends about mysterious tunnels running underneath Northampton, and most of them are complete nonsense. But there is one that is real. Just off the market square, behind All Saints Church. There's 2 shops, and you can get from one side of the street to the other by going through an underground tunnel between the 2 shops.
mm-hmm.
Wow, what technological wonders, hey? A tunnel.
You copying me there?
What? What do you mean? Am I copying you?
You intimidating me? Sorry, imitating me.
No, why would I be imitating you?
Sounded almost like something I would say.
Oh,
just that heavy sarcasm.
Maybe you're just rubbing off.
Okay, well.
I'll look at Vic and go, was a good impression, wasn't it?
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I'm working on the general basis that Northampton is enormous. Is it how long would it take to walk to the church?
Not very long, maybe 10 minutes.
It's got to be worth a punt, isn't it? Is it worth going to have at least a look?
Well, why not?
We could look for more drips of cream along the way.
Yes, let's do it. Let's follow the trail of the cream. And well
Does
done,
anybody
Sam.
have a?
Well done.
Does anybody that's not me have a backpack?
Yeah, I do, because that's where I keep my med kit in normally.
We got a car. Why do we need a backpack?
Well, because we're not moving the car, we're just walking and keeping an eye out for signs as we go.
Charlie, Can you please bring my change of clothes that we keep in the mystery mobile? I
Yeah,
have a
sure.
hunch I might be needing them.
Okay. So I grab his change of clothes, which is, I don't know, tracksuit or something, and t-shirt.
Right, and so a few minutes walk later, you are in the centre of Northampton, between the shops where Brittany says the tunnel is.
I don't know if we know how we get in. I'm guessing the church might be a good starting point.
Brittany agrees. She has come with you for this. She is hoping to get her cream back.
We're not getting a discount. You're not getting a discount for this, though, I'm afraid. You'll still get charged.
Well, so long as we get the cream back, that's the most important thing. Well, it may not be the most important thing. Well, I guess we'll find out soon, won't we? But
So
they know me
Brittany-
at the church. I can take you into the crypt there. We can probably get into the tunnels that way.
Okay.
You can all lead the way, though, if there's anything nasty down there.
Is there an undercroft or a crypt or something in this church?
Yep.
Yes, Vic. I suggest you go down first, right?
Sure.
So, Brittany, are you talented? Do you practice magic?
Tiny bit. Yeah, I'm not very good.
And wherein do your studies lie? Are you a diviner like young Samuel here, or a geomancer? Practicer of glamour?
Oh, I think that's what they call it. Making illusions, right?
Glamour, yes. Very excellent.
Well,
You
okay,
must
then.
speak
Not
sometime,
very
and I
good.
must discuss the incantations that you make for my studies.
Well, I suppose so.
Was it you that made the illusion of the stone and the...
No, that was the thief,
No?
wasn't it?
No, that was the thief, wasn't it? Sorry.
Yes,
Silly
sir.
me.
Yes, I feel embarrassed not recognising it, but
I'd be embarrassed as well.
Alice says I just haven't learned how to see things properly yet.
Speaking of seeing, who has the light source? I can see it. I can see in the dark just fine, but I doubt the four.
I've got
of
a
you.
torch in my med kit for peering into larger animals' mouths and things. It's just a standard torch.
I'll just get my phone out and turn the torch bit on the torch.
Sounds good.
Brittany leads you to the route down into the undercroft and says, well, I'll leave you to it. I've got some people to talk to up here.
Is there any sign of cream here, or has there been in the church, or does it look like this would be the route if it is a boggart, the boggarts took, or might they have their own ways?
There seems to be no cream here.
Okay.
But then they might have other routes. There are multiple entrances to the various tunnels.
So Brittany left. So it's just us. Yeah, it's just the four of us.
Yes.
Yes. Sue.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, good. Do you think an enhanced sense of smell would be useful?
Well, you'd
Yes.
be able to sniff out the cream.
And boggarts, if they have a smell.
And this would be why I asked to bring a change of clothes.
Why don't you
Time
take
to
the
wolf out.
clothes off before you change them? We didn't. Oh.
All right, yes, I do transform. I am now a wolf. And I'll try to sniff the air, see if I can catch a scent of something.
I'd like to make an awareness roll with the bonus for being shapeshifted.
Yeah, I believe that's a 2.
Stand behind Samuel, putting Samuel between me and Vic, because Vic scares me.
So I rolled a 12, which was actually not a particularly great roll for me, considering my bonuses.
Yeah, there's definitely a smell of cream coming from further down one of the tunnels.
Okay,
And there's a smell of something else as well. Not something you've smelt before.
okay. All right, so I'll do a barely audible growl and slowly, cautiously walk in the direction of where I smell it coming from.
Okay, I'm following with my torch, but keeping it shining down on the floor, partly so I can just not trip over my feet, but also so it doesn't spoil Vic's night vision.
And I'm keeping my nose to the scent. I'm making bloody sure I don't lose it.
It's not a long tunnel, and the smell gets stronger and stronger. And the smell of whatever it is that isn't cream is rapidly overpowering the smell of the cream. And as you get closer, you start to hear noise as well.
I vaguely remember reading
the sound
that,
of
like,
Is it loud
feet
enough that
going for-
I would hear, or is it just werewolf hearing?
I mean, I do vaguely remember reading that boggats can smell really bad. Like they've been known to sour milk and shit.
Sue, about Charlie's question.
Yeah, you will hear it first, but Charlie will hear it as you start to get closer.
Okay, can I make out what it is?
It sounds like people moving around in bare feet.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do the I don't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to do the cartoon pointer dog thing, where lift up one, point the tail out.
Dr. Moore, do you get this reference? I don't get the reference.
As we catch up, I look down at Vic and go, "What boy? What boy? The fairies are down the tunnel. Good boy." You terrify me, so I have to be funny.
So I'll start slinking towards them.
Okay, I'm just staying back, being quiet, and trying to hear as much as I can. But I figure he's going to be more stealthy than I am.
Samuel, if anything bad jumps out at us, please feel free to jump in front of me and save me.
So Vic, after moving on a little further, the tunnel starts opening out into a larger room, and there you can see a fairly large number. To initial glance, you'd say 10 or 11. What looked like short, squat, hairy men with very long arms, and a vast number of empty cream tubs.
Look at them. Look back at my crew. Look at them.
They are sort of shuffling around, some of them groaning very faintly.
I'm going to start edging closer to see how Vic reacts
I'm gonna
until.
sneaking my way a little bit further in, trying not to be seen.
Would you like to make a stealth roll?
Yep. Would my wolfiness help with that or no?
I think it would.
So 2?
Yep.
11.
Yeah, you have completely got the drop on them. They have entirely oblivious to your presence.
All right. Yeah, I'm just sneaking in. I'm not taking any action yet.
Is the cream still like in pots, or have they poured it all out, or what have they actually done?
The cream is largely gone. It's empty tubs.
Suspect they may have drank it.
So, Dr. Moore, how do we defeat buggers?
No idea. I imagine Victor will eat them.
Yeah, but I mean, if they smell this bad, I can't imagine them tasting particularly yummy.
That much cream inside them. Imagine how bad they'll smell when they pass out of him. Always think of the future, Samuel. Always think of the future.
Out of game. See, right now they have a completely creamy sweet center.
I'm going to be like, you do understand what my power does, doesn't it? It looks to the past.
Yes.
Okay. You said your mouth moved, but there's no sound.
Completely typical.
I'm having some problems with my internet, so
I will try to catch up with the rest of them now that Samuel and I have completely dissected the situation.
So I'm just on all fours, ready to pounce in case something comes. But I don't feel like, well, I do feel like attacking them, but I don't feel justified in attacking them at the moment.
Really loudly, right, fellas, you need to get out of here now. Or what? What do we do? Do we do what they did in Ghostbusters? Have you seen the film Ghostbusters?
Yes, I am aware of Ghostbusters.
Right, so do we do what they did to the librarian and go, ah? Or what? What do you think we should do? Come on, you're allegedly the brains of this operation. Allegedly.
We'll look towards Charlie and say, I'm going to go and talk to them.
okay.
Please make sure Samuel doesn't do anything silly.
Okay. That may be harder. Okay.
I think
What?
silly was redundant there, wasn't it? I'll step past Vic and bow and say, "Greetings."
All of them simultaneously turn to look at you. Yeah, there's a sudden burst of screaming and shouts of "Wolf! Wolf!" Much waving of arms in the air. So some brief scurrying, and then suddenly they all sit down again, groaning once more.
I'm going to look at Charlie and go, he didn't do the universal greeting.
Say, "It appears you have gorged yourself on quite a lot of the local dairy produce."
It's been a long time.
"What, since you've had cream?"
Yeah, we haven't been out in ages.
I'll go forward and sort of go down on my haunches, as the rest of the country would call it, and lean down so I'm sort of about the same height as them sat down and say, "Okay, can we start from the beginning? Who are you?" And I'll whip out a notepad.
So there is much debate between the group in hushed voices as to whether it's okay to tell you. And then finally one of them who seems
It's
to
okay,
be...
I'm an academic.
One of them seems to have reluctantly acknowledged the role of spokesboggart. He steps forward, keeping an eye on Vic at all times, and says, "Well, we're boggarts. We used to live here. I mean, not here, not in this tunnel. Just generally around."
Did you now? Boggarts. That's with 2 G's, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
And why don't you live here anymore?
Oh, we moved in with the Queen.
Which Queen?
The Queen.
Her Royal Highness, Queen Elizabeth II, long may she reign?
Oh no, not that Queen.
Right. Our Lord and Saviour, vague operatic rock music, Freddie Mercury Queen?
They look blankly at each other.
Clearly not. Does your Queen have a name?
We call her the Queen of the Graveyard. That's where we live now, the graveyard.
The Queen of the Graveyard, I say, sort of tapping my ankle to make Vic come a little closer. So, and you moved in with the Queen of the Graveyard. So you moved out of here and you moved in with the Queen of the Graveyard. And that means you haven't been out very often because she keeps you locked in the graveyard?
Well, not exactly locked. We just can't get out normally, except when the ring opens.
The ring. Is this some sort of door?
Oh, yes, near the washing pool.
I'll have a big grin of that. No. I'll say, so there's a fairy door around here, is there?
There's some more hushed discussion. Yeah, along the lines of, we shouldn't have said that. Can't go telling humans about the door. Well, it's too late now. Cursed humans always playing tricks.
Yes, by speaking with our mouths. So why have you taken all of the cream?
Well, we love cream. There's no cream in the graveyard.
There are many things I like too, but I don't just take them.
It was just there.
Yes, the stuff that was left outside of the church was just there. The stuff that was in the back room at Tesco's in the freezer compartment, probably not just there, was it? That took a little bit more effort.
Well, we still found it. And now we can't go back because we don't know how to open the ring.
Oh no, you need the door to fairy opening. I will turn, look at the rest of them and go, "See, told you, it's all about doors."
You forgot your book of doors as well.
Did I?
If he's turning around to talk to you, can we find we find out how long they've been with the Queen?
Hang on, let me do the universal introduction. All right, just give me a second. Bar wheat guana wheat ninny bong.
What?
Get that fucking reference. Enjoy.
I did ask that he didn't do anything silly. And yet here we are.
What are you trying to say?
I get the reference. I'm a dog right now. I can't say anything.
There's a cat meowing as well. You don't sound very good, like I can hear a cat. Maybe
Nikki says hi.
So ignoring our village simpleton that we bring with us as a jest, you can't open the ring to get back in.
Oh no.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, we're going to have to stay out here and eat cream.
Or we could open the ring for you and push you back through.
I suppose you could do that.
But then you would need to tell us where it is.
No, they're trying to trick us, aren't they?
No, I'm not trying to trick you at all. Can I use my silver tongue
Yes.
to make a charm roll and get them to believe me?
Oh, the irony.
I know. Biggest lack of charm ever. So that's 11. And if they can magically tell, I will spend a point of will as well. So that if they can magically tell truth from lies, they can't.
They definitely cannot.
No, you can trust us. It'd be far easier to put you back through the ring, wherever that is, near the washing pool, and back with the Queen of the Graveyard, and then all of the cream on this side of the ring would be fine, and you'd be able to go back home again. That would be much better rather than sitting down here in a tunnel with my friend Victor here. Can you hear the rumbling in his stomach?
Yeah, all of the boggarts take one step backwards.
I'll
except
take
the
one
ones
step
who are-
forward.
Yeah, except the ones who are at the back, who are now underneath the ones in.
So if you could tell us where the ring is, we could go about opening it. We're quite good at opening things.
There's another quick, hurried discussion, and then they all point in the same direction,
Which is?
slightly north of west.
They've already told us it's near the washing pool and a graveyard, presumably.
Will the Queen miss you?
There's another hurried discussion. We don't know.
I'm going to ask the next question, not really wanting to know the answer. Is the Queen liable to send people out looking for you?
Well, she might. She's really scary.
Yes. Okay. And it is the night of Halloween, I assume.
Not today, it isn't.
Ah, when is
No,
it?
this morning it was a few days before Halloween.
Right,
Yeah.
excellent. Well then, just over there, I'll point the way they went. Somewhere over there, there's a washing pool where there's a fairy ring that we need to open.
There's much enthusiastic nodding.
Excellent. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll go and try and do that now. If you will make me a promise, don't steal any more cream.
There's a general gasp at the mention of making a promise. And then one of them asks, how about if we find some more lying around? Okay,
Lying around behind locked doors.
so that's a no then.
No, because we'll help you, but the people who come next looking for you might not help you. The people who come next might try and beat you up.
Right, well, we'll
The
stay
last thing
here
you want is to be whipped with all that cream in you.
then. There's a general expression of horror.
Yes, exactly. I'll stand up and turn on my heel. To the washing pool. We have a door to discover. I'm thrilled. To the washing pool. Okay, with that in mind, should we head out of the tunnels and try and discover where the north of west from here, milking pool, washing
Sounds
pool
like a plan.
maybe? I hope it's not just like a laundrette.
How do we find out what a washing pool is?
Like a law roll to me.
I've just got
Oh, I've got
14.
10.
I'll try it. I'm thinking about it. So the dog got a 10.
Rum.
Yeah, so I don't know how much
Arr?
the rest can share. So yeah, Sam, with your recent efforts in magical studies, you've actually read a bit of stuff about how fairies are sometimes sighted having baths in little ponds. And there are certain particular ponds that are more known for them frequenting.
Do we know any? Well, I guess on a 10 I wouldn't know. I guess Dr. Moore with a 14 probably knows exactly what pools are rumoured to have had multiple sightings of fae in it.
Yeah, with a 14, I think Dr. Moore knows exactly which book to go and look in.
The Book of Pools, yeah?
Pools,
It's the Book of
feet,
Puddles.
doors. Got them all. Full set. You can get them as a part work. So where is the pool that I know? Oh, sorry, I know which book to look in.
Yeah,
So
yeah, so it'll be a book on the villages of Northamptonshire, one of which mentions a fairy pool. and is also known for having a fairy ring of mushrooms.
Why have we not looked in this place before? In my ongoing search for fairy doors. Garg. So which village is this?
It's called Brington.
To the Mystery Mobile.
Well, that's 10
Hi,
minutes.
folks. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay, I'm on my iPad for now. I'm going to try rebooting my computer.
All right. I did say if we wait till break, we could have restarted the router, see if that fixes it.
Yeah, I'll try that at break time. For now, I'll just stay on my iPad unless it starts working.
All right.
I think we can hear you. That's the most important thing.
Cool.
Okay, so to catch you up, we know where the fairy pool, well, the washing pool is likely to be an actual swimming little sort of natural pool of water, and the ring could be a fairy mushroom ring type place in a village called Brington, which is indeed to the north and west of Northampton.
Is it the River Nen still? Is it worth speaking to Nen about it?
We could.
Yeah, but then we might owe her another bloody favour.
There is that.
I don't think the Nen passes through Brington.
Fair enough.
Well then, shall we hop in the bus and get on a toddle?
Yeah.
Out to the sticks.
Well, we've got to, like I said, we've got to walk back to get back to the vehicle.
Shall we? Manage that?
Has Vic de-wolfed and got changed?
No, I'm still a wolf right now. I'm waiting for it to be just us four before I transform back.
Okay.
Well, as long as you do it before we exit the tunnel, the last thing you want is you streaking through the centre of Northampton.
Well, if I can streak as a dog, nobody will think anything of it.
No, you're a wolf. You're a particularly large and scary wolf.
It's just an Alsatian, really. Just the box of delights defense.
No, yeah, I just want it to be the four of us only, and then I'll transform back. So I'm kind of waiting for Sue to say it's us.
Yeah, since you've stepped away from the crowd of boggarts, it'll be just the four of you.
Okay, I'll transform back. And Charlie, can I have my clothes, please?
Yeah, sure. Here they are.
Thank you.
Why didn't you change before you ruined your clothes? I don't get it. Am I being crazy? Am I crazy for thinking that?
Are you going to argue with the slightly cross-looking wolf?
Well, he's not a wolf anymore.
Slightly cross-looking man wolf.
Just,
Ours is not to reason why. Ours is just to buy shares in Primark.
Right.
Right then.
And where are we going?
Brington, a village to the northwest of Northampton.
Where's that? Is that on the map?
Yes, it is. On your roll 20 view, if you head slightly, yeah, there.
Oh, Little Brinton. Okay. Oh, I was looking at it. I accidentally read that as Little Brighton, but I am slightly dyslexic, so you know.
Yeah, not that far, but out in the woolly wilds. The countryside won't get a breath of fresh air.
Good God, they've travelled a distance, haven't they? Right?
All for some cream.
They haven't had it for a very long time. Did we ascertain how long?
They're fairies.
Okay.
Right then.
And yeah, I guess we'll head towards the village. Is it, as Americans would say, quaint?
It certainly is.
So how long does it take us to get out into the sticks?
Not very long, maybe 15, 20 minutes in the van.
So I'll guess I'm driving today, because it was established, and I will get Dr. Kane to guide us to the closest car park that we can park there. Oh,
I think Dr. Kane is also.
It's a village. We're just going to park on the road, surely.
No, he's moving again.
Just sit very still.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
I was just waiting for the shadow to give me away.
So,
As we arrive in Little Brington, I'll be like, this, Samuel, is history. History. Small villages like this, rammed with it.
yep, it's an absolutely charming little village. Buildings all made either out of brick or the local golden brown stone. There's a nice traditional rural pub. It's all very lovely. And what you've discovered from your book on villages is it's actually pretty vague about the exact location of the fairy ring.
so when you say history, do you mean that Time Team's been here then? Is that what you're saying?
Or do you think history doesn't exist outside places that Time Team have been to?
No, I just wondering. Yeah, have they done a dig here?
I doubt it. The place is so small, if they dug an extra trench just to make sure, they'd probably destroy half of it.
I think that might be a bit of an exaggeration.
Me? Exaggerate and hyperbolize? No, surely not.
I mean, that's like suggesting he'd be sarcastic.
Or condescending.
Or arrogant? Or correct?
Well, you can claim to be correct all you want.
So, pools and rings, folks. Pools and rings. That's what we're after.
Yeah, there are some small pools marked on the map.
Let's investigate. We're looking for a pool with some sort of door or fairy ring next to it. I am literally buzzing with excitement. And I'm going to head off purposefully into strange undergrowth looking for pools.
Do we need to be careful that we don't accidentally cross over? Do we need to be careful?
I've spent my entire life trying to cross over into the fairy realms. If it was so much that I could just accidentally do it, my work would be particularly easy. Maybe that's it. Maybe I've been trying too hard. Oh no. Existential crisis.
Sorry.
No, that's actually a really good question.
I'll sit down on a wall. Should I not have been trying to do that? And just because I can, because I rarely do it, this I'm going to allow me to engage my drive, because my drive is to constantly try and unlock the doors to the Fae realms. And it seems like an opportune moment to sit there and go, about it. So, and it's partially so I can show off a bit of the rules that you don't see very often. I've regained 4 points of will, but I've only spent 1, which means I've overgained will, which means I get an experience point.
Yep.
At the end.
What does it?
Yep.
Look at the rules lawyer over there.
Well, if you don't get some benefit from writing them.
I didn't write the rules.
He only wrangled them.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop my search. I'm literally going to be floored for a good 15 minutes as I start to take my notebook out and start to make notes and things and start writing notes to myself about how actually I may have gone about this totally wrong.
We're on the clock.
Well, go and look. I've got more important things to do.
Sam.
I need to record this.
What are we looking for?
Sam.
Pools and rings.
I think you broke Kane.
Oh.
Well done.
Charlie, as you're the actual lead of the group, what do you think we should do?
I think I may have been slightly zoned out in the last few minutes. So
do you want us to bring you up to speed?
yeah, a little bit. I know I did hear quite a lot. So we're looking for a pool and mushroom ring, is that right?
Rings. We're looking for rings and water.
Well, I guess
we're guessing mushroom rings, but we don't honestly know.
okay. Do we know where the washing pool is supposed to be? Is that something that we've found references to?
Dr. Moore remembered reading a book about this place that we've come to. That there's lots of stories, I guess, folklore of fairies taking baths to get. I don't know. I was zoned out as well.
Do we have we narrowed it down at all, or is it just anywhere in the village?
There's a limited number of pools. And
I was going to
they're
say,
on the
can we
map,
just?
so you've got a fair idea where to look.
I guess we just sort of make our way through them all.
Yeah.
Not in a literal wadey sense.
So what are we actually looking for? Will you be able to see it with your eyes?
I mean, I do have some lore. You do obviously as well. So I'm assuming it looks vaguely magical. I don't know how much I know.
No, but I mean, with your special, the look, you know, that look. You
Yeah.
can see
So
hidden things.
I have sight. Yeah. I don't know if that's something I can see or not. I mean, I guess we're just looking for something, the things that Kane has described, and he was also looking for fairy signs earlier, wasn't he? So maybe if he shared any of that information with us, we can look for the same sorts of things. I mean, the other thing is there any smell of boggart around here if they came from here?
No particular smell of boggart around here. In fact, it mostly smells of pumpkins, as one of the pools on your map does seem to be on the edge of a pumpkin farm at the moment.
Do we see any signs or bare footprints or anything?
That could be an awareness roll.
Yep.
Did we just leave the doctor contemplating?
Yeah.
Is he in the car?
No,
Reading
sitting
his
on the
books
wall.
again?
He's sitting on a wall. I basically said to him, did they, do we need to be careful because we might accidentally fall in, like, cross over into the Fae realm? And that sort of sent him on this, I guess, alcoholic binge without alcohol.
In the meantime, Vic seems to be super alert.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got a 14, so I probably see something.
That's
I got a
yeah,
10.
with the 9 and the 10 that Charlie and Sam got. Yeah, you can see up past the pumpkins. There is a little copse of trees, and there is a small pool within it.
I'll go and try and break Kane out of his reverie and say that we've got a promising looking pool.
That's superb.
And Vic, you can also smell mushrooms.
All right.
There's a few other things going on here.
All right. So
as
yeah,
you
do
get-
I see a ring of mushrooms or?
Yeah, you see quite
as
a
I
lot of
approach?
things. So as you get closer to the copse of trees, you can see that it's absolutely full of decorations. There are fairy lights hanging up everywhere. There are large tables up. It looks like there was some kind of event happening here.
Okay. Have we got back yet with Kane?
You will do imminently.
Okay.
So the fairy ring itself, there is a ring of mushrooms just beyond the pool.
Can I go quickly knock? Is this nowhere, or is there like houses not too far away?
It's not too far. You're a little bit out of the village, but you're not that far off.
Can I go knock at someone's door and ask them? Do they know what was going on in the woods? Is it woods or?
Well, it's largely farm at this point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I'll go knock at someone to find out if they know what was going on over here while there's all these decorations up.
Yeah, a rather surprised person answers the door and says, "Well, yeah. There was some kind of thing. Pick your own pumpkins ready for Halloween." I mean, I don't know much about it. Some local responsible.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just wondered.
Probably ask the farmers.
Ask the farmers. Okay. Do you know if we can fish over there at all?
What, that little pond out there? Oh, you won't
Yeah.
catch much in that unless you
okay.
really want a newt.
Oh no, I thought it was a fishing pond. Never mind. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a good place to fish. I'm with a fishing club, and I'm just I'm just looking around for a good fish a good place we can do some matches. Fishing matches.
Yeah, well, I can't think of anywhere around here, I'm afraid. But
That's all right. Well, thank you for the time. Sorry to bother you.
right. So, meanwhile, back out by the pool, Vic, you notice there is something flying in the sky overhead.
It's a bird. No, it's a plane.
Is it a drone?
It looks kind of bird-like, but not quite.
Okay.
A plane then.
Yeah, so you rapidly realise that what you thought was something quite close is actually quite a long way away, but very large.
Does it seem like it's a natural thing or a plane or a drone or something?
Natural's a bit of a strong word here, but it's definitely not something man-made.
Okay.
So the wings look a little on the leathery side.
Right. Okay. That doesn't sound good. Very large thing with leathery wings.
Imagine how many mosquitoes that bat can deal with.
It's man bat. We've flipped into Batman episode.
Yeah, obviously I pointed out, see something up there. Can't quite make out what it is. By the way, I think I found our pool.
I'm going to be like the others staring at this thing. Is it circling, keeping its distance, coming towards us, going away?
Circling. And there are two of them.
Yay.
Oh, good.
Do they have a colour? Can we make anything out? Or are they just sort of black dots?
They're black.
Yay.
I'll ignore the imminent danger in the sky and kneel down by the pool and start to examine it and look into its waters.
I'm going to be keeping a closer eye on Kane because I want to know if he disappears.
Once I've gathered that I'm not going to see much more with these black dots, I'm actually looking at the decorations and seeing if there's like a poster that indicates who's organised it or anything like that, or whether it was a paid party or there's an advert or anything like that on any of the trees.
Yep, there are some flyers which are advertising the event.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a pick your own pumpkin party.
Okay.
And there's also there's been an evening party with a sort of fairy-like trail through this little copse of woods, and then a buffet meal at the end.
Okay. And is there like a place you can book tickets, or does it say who's organising it or anything like that?
Yep, there is a name and an email address. It's apparently organised by a Joe Willis in association with the farm owners.
Okay. And you said there's an email address?
Yeah.
Using the combination of Joe Willis's name and the email address that's there, if I Google that, what do I get? Do I get any information about this Joe Willis? Assuming I have a signal.
Yeah. Would you like to make an appropriate roll? I think this is going to be education.
And that's a 9.
Yeah, you can find her Facebook page.
Okay. So it's of her. And does it have like more information about the party or photos of people at the party or anything like that?
There are no pictures from the party at all.
Okay, but there is in the run up.
Yeah, there's a picture of everything set up beforehand.
Yeah.
And the internet version of the flyer.
Yeah, slightly concerning. Does it look like this party's been abandoned mid-party?
It does rather look that way. There's no sign of any of the food that was in the picture there.
So no sign that it's all gone?
Not even any apple cores left behind or anything. It's completely gone.
And when we were trying to find somewhere to park, did we notice that there were lots of cars, more than we might expect, hanging around the lane?
Yeah, there were quite a lot.
Okay, do we think some people might have disappeared here? I'm going to do a more systematic search with it in mind that I'm looking for some sort of evidence that people were here and left suddenly and mysteriously.
Okay, so what are the rest of you doing?
I'm coming back from over the road.
Yeah.
I was looking at the pool.
And Vic was looking at Kane.
I was kind of looking around in general, just kind of overwatch, keeping particular attention on Kane because he's very fascinated with getting into a fairy realm, and I'm kind of concerned that he's going to go in haphazardly.
Right, so can Vic and Kane both make awareness rolls, please.
It's my search speciality kick in, so
Yep.
thank you.
So my reaction one does not then.
Yes, it will,
Oh, goody.
because you're being aware of slightly different things.
I got 14.
So did I.
You're both extremely aware.
Wow, and you both got 14 without rolling 6.
Yeah, so Kane, you will find some very small footprints around the pond, and also from where you are, you're fairly close to the ring of mushrooms. And yeah, with the sight, you can see that there is definitely some kind of portal there.
An actual fairy door.
Meanwhile, Vic, you have noticed that those two creatures circling overhead have stopped their circling and are coming in for a dive.
We have company incoming.
I'm going to just try and move under a tree.
So, Sam, as you arrive back, you can see Kane making an intense investigation of a pond and a fairy ring, and two leathery things swooping down from the sky.
Is Dr. Kane doing anything, or is he just still sitting in the open?
I'm going to try and open the door. I'm going to try and force it from this side using magic.
Oh God!
I'm gonna grab him and throw him to the ground and try and throw myself to the ground before these things like swoop in and clutch us. However, I'm not gonna throw him to the ground to break his fucking ribs. Right? It's literally just gonna be a normal like get on the floor.
Oh, so you mean you actually care that you don't hurt him? All right. I want to spend 2 seconds on this. Do I see any strong looking pointy-ish sticks laying at my feet?
Yeah, I think you would.
I grab it. Because where they're taking cover, I'm going to meet them.
Right.
Because that's taking cover is just not Vic's thing unless he's under gunfire.
Well, that doesn't happen in the UK.
Not much, from what I understand.
So I think at this point we should have everybody roll initiative.
So we
The
click
creatures
on
are
our
not going to be
token.
surprising you.
We click on our token and then we roll.
Yeah, so select your token first or it won't add to the thing.
So does my reaction impact my initiative score?
Yeah, I think it will.
Okay.
Well, I think the key point is that you have all got a higher score than the things attacking you.
Now they're closer. What do they look like?
They look pretty horrifying.
Are they?
They are humanoid, extremely skinny, skin barely clinging to bones, kind of bird-like, with these huge leathery wings. They've got bony claws on their hands and feet, sparse strings of dark hair, pointy teeth.
They sound a bit harpy-ish.
Do they look like this, Sue?
Oh no, it's going to be another picture.
I can't see it. Where is it?
It's
Yeah,
in
I can't
chat.
see anything.
It's in chat. It's in the
Roll20
chat.
chat.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's go back.
And for those of you listening without video, that is a picture of Man-Bat.
Ah. I was
Actually
thinking
not far
more.
off, but maybe without the trousers.
Oh, great. So it's naked. All right.
If is it something that we might be aware of? Is it worth thinking about?
I don't think you've encountered these
Okay.
specific things before, so you need a particularly good lore roll to identify them.
Is it worth a punt? That's what I'm
I
going to
think
go
I'd
for.
be looking for a 12 on this one.
Well, theoretically, that's possible.
You
Yep.
asked for it. You asked for it. Oh, no, no.
14 will do.
And
Yeah.
and Kane gets a 14. Yes.
I'm gonna give it a roll as well. Oh, no, it's Man-Bat. We're in a Batman comic. What's going on?
So
Okay.
yeah, Dr. Kane, you're pretty sure that you've read about these things before. People seem fairly vague about exactly what they are, whether they're some kind of fairy or some kind of revenant, but they generally go by the name of the Slewer.
SLUAGH.
And
Yay.
as you are now realizing, they're not quite as cuddly as they appear in a certain well-known role-playing game.
What's that then? What
They're one of the
role-playing game?
playable races in Changeling the Dreaming.
I
Okay.
will shout out, "They are Slewer! Protect me! I will try to open the door."
Well, as I said, there's no mechanical equivalent. Sorry, I just see I see Neil there drinking straight from a bottle of Jack.
It's water.
That's what they all say.
Anyway, even though there's no systematic equivalent, I'm basically set for charge. And once one of them comes within striking distance, I strike it,
Okay.
or I attempt to.
Yeah, you will need an 11 to hit it.
Melee, and then considering I'm waiting for it, will there be a modifier to it or no?
No, just a
Oh,
standard.
okay.
I'm just looking for a sensible looking, solid looking stick nearby that I can vaguely wave as a club of some sort if needs be.
I got a
I'm hoping
13.
Yeah, that hit it.
Okay.
Picturing this is kind of like baseball at this point.
With my supernatural strength.
Yeah, that should be added on automatically. So,
Whoa.
did you add it on twice?
Evidently. So let me, or do you just want to take 4 off of that?
Yep.
So
And-
10.
Yeah, so your
Ouch.
melee damage bonus automatically gets added on.
Okay, perfect. So, yep. I hit him for your 10.
And it is kind of batted back into the sky somewhat with that much damage.
There are 2 of them. So one of them, Vix hit. What's the other one doing?
It seems to be going for Dr. Kane.
Okay.
I was pushing him out to the ground, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to reluctantly come out from under the tree, waving my stick as, or prepare to. I'm assuming that it'll either hit the pair of them or not first.
So again, it's an 11 to hit it.
Is that something I can have a go at?
Yep.
All that cow wrangling. I got an 8.
So yeah, you attempt to hit it as it's flying past, but it does a bit of a spin in the air, weaving its way past and makes a landing.
Okay.
Right, so is there anything that the other 2 would like to do before the slewer get their go?
Well, I was going to try and force the gate open, but I believe that Samuel's trying to bundle me to the ground. Heroically put his body between mine and the man-bat thing. But clearly I'm going to try and not let you do it because I want to open the gate, aren't I? You're going to have to tackle me to the ground.
Well, if I'm having to tackle you to the ground, then I'm having to tackle you to the ground.
Yeah, considering your relationship, Sam, that might be very therapeutic for you to tackle him.
Is that athletics versus athletics? So
Yep.
I've got nothing in athletics.
neither have I.
This is going to go well.
Handbags at dawn.
Sam, make a roll and let's see what happens.
I've got a 9.
Opposed with a skill of nothing.
I've got
Boom.
11. Get down. Get down. And we just I guess that's why we're we're just bickering at each other.
We'll push him
Yeah.
away. Get your hands off me, boy.
Yeah, I can see this. Yeah.
I'm at work and I'll try to use mundane magic to open the gate, try and force it. There's that law roll with magical theory.
Yep.
Open portal of the fairy queen. 12.
Right, your conclusion is that there is definitely some specific ritual that you're going to have to perform to get this one open.
As in a long ritual, not a short spend a point of will ritual in order to make it a critical ritual.
No, not one of those.
No. Okay then.
So, although you're pretty sure someone must have done it quite recently.
Right.
Probably accidentally.
I'm gonna get eaten now, aren't I?
A pumpkin sacrificing.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's like I've run up to you to try and throw you to the floor, but I'm just standing there, like, get on the floor.
You tackle him with words. Get on the ground, please.
That
Right,
would be a
so-
charm roll, surely.
So that was all of you. So now these 2 get a turn. So
Awesome.
number 1.
If I die, Dr. Kane, it's your fault. I'm going to blame you.
You may die, Samuel, but that's a price I'm willing to pay.
You'd sacrifice him to get out of a speeding ticket.
So, Vic, the one that you just batted back into the air, you see it make some strange hand gestures, and then make a conviction roll.
This is not good, people.
You're looking for a 9.
11.
Yeah, it's always possible if you get a really good roll.
So I'm convicted. I'm a convict.
Yes, you feel like some kind of energy just washed over you that was trying to pull something out of you, but didn't quite work.
Cool.
Meanwhile, Dr. Kane, you're about to meet the pointy end of a slewer. Or
Yeah.
not, as the case may be. Would you like to make an athletics or melee roll?
Yes. I'll make athletics. 10. Go me.
How the hell are you rolling these?
Well, he got a 4 and a 6.
No,
Roll
I
20.
get that. It's just all of his rolls have been high.
Roll 20 loves me tonight.
It does.
So that is a skill you don't have, which makes the difficulty
So that's an
higher.
8.
So you would normally have needed a 9. You would actually need an 11.
Well, I'll be spending a point of will then. That's what it's there for.
Yep.
I will just dodge out of the way of whatever tooth and claw horribleness is heading towards me.
So you feel the claws pass within millimeters of your skin.
Victor, now's the time to embrace the wolf.
I'm busy at the moment. Top of the round.
Yep.
All right. Well, considering I cannot get at the one I got the attention of before, I'm going to get the attention of the one on top of the doctor, and I'm going to get his attention with my fist. So put everything behind it that I've got. So I punch him with a 14.
So yep, that is a hit.
All right. And my damage, this time I will not add the modifier. I only got a 9.
Only a 9.
Do I hear any crunching?
Yep, there is definitely crunching.
Do I realistically think I can try and hit it with my impromptu club without getting Vic or the other two?
You've just picked up a
Just don't hit me. I don't care about the other ones.
I mean, I'm not going to risk it if I think there's a chance I'm going to hit anyone who's not one of the leathery nasties.
Well, I think that is the consequence that I would suggest if you got a fumble.
Okay.
If you merely miss, then you've just missed.
I'm going to assume that I'm going to take the risk then. So that's melee again, isn't it? So melee 6. You see, everyone else gets amazing rolls.
I don't.
I
Thank
get
you.
a 2 and a 3. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one. I don't think I'm gonna do much damage even if I do hit, but I'm just sort of staying up in the fight. I
Well,
guess.
considering I heard a crunch, you might not need to do a whole lot of damage.
So you do need an 11 to actually hit it.
Yeah, and that's a lot. And then I'm very unlikely to do very much damage. So I'm just staying on my feet and being vaguely distracting, hopefully.
Sam and Kane.
I'll let Kane go first as he's trying to open a doorway.
Well, I'm not anymore.
Oh,
I'm going to
good.
run and hide behind a tree and take the full defense action. I need to roll athletics. So that's a 6. I'll spend the other 2 willpower to make it an 8.
No, yours is an 8. Mine was
No,
6.
I've got -2 on that. I forgot to put it.
Oh, I see.
So all damage against me is halved.
What decorations are around us?
Pumpkins largely.
Any like bunting or anything?
The strings of fairy lights.
Right, I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna fucking throw it over the fucking creature. Get it, fucking entangle it.
I assume you mean the one that I just punched and is on the ground and not the one that's flying.
Yeah, preferably.
Okay.
I don't know what that would be. A shoot roll, I guess, maybe.
If you're trying to kind of lasso it with fairy lights.
Well, I just want to throw it over it and just like get it all entangled and let it entangle itself.
I reckon that might be athletics.
Oh bollocks! Okay.
It's like throwing things.
All right. Wish me luck.
Luck.
I got 11.
See,
but
look, what are
that's-
this?
But that's a
Miracles.
-2, right?
Yeah,
Is
so it would be
a 9?
yes, it would increase the difficulty, and you're up against its athletics.
Oh, I missed.
So yeah, it's going to miss.
Yeah, but it was a damn good miss. That's almost as good of a miss as you can possibly get.
Charlie, go get the van. Can you drive, Charlie? Can you drive?
Yeah,
Go
I,
run it.
I drove all the way to Cardiff the other day. I'm not sure I'm in a position to break away from fighting, and the van's not going to be able to drive over the plough field.
Well, the slewer are about to get another go.
Yeah.
So, let's see, slewer number 1, currently airborne, currently very pissed off with Vic. He's going to try that particular trick again, so make a conviction roll. Yeah, I think this time it's going to work.
How many will do I need to spend? And I'm mostly saying that jokingly because I don't actually have conviction, so it's effectively a 3.
Yeah, 9 is the number you would have been looking for. So, given the actual consequences of what's going to happen, you're probably better off not spending the will.
Oh, come on. I've got 6 will. I can make it.
Well, the consequence of failing is you're going to lose D6 will.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and also D6 endurance.
Well, all things considered, I'll deal with that. So I'll just take it.
Right, so would you like to roll those 2 losses?
Not really, but I will.
It's always
All
more fun
right.
to make people roll their own damage.
All right. So the first one, did you want that to be the endurance or the will?
Well, I said will first, so we'll make it 2 will.
Done.
Oh.
Son of a dog.
You get a feel that something was trying to rip something out of you, and has on this occasion partially succeeded.
Okay. All right. He has my attention.
Right, the other one, having been thwarted in its efforts to get at Kane, we'll have a go at Sam instead.
Oh, what? That's brilliant.
So, would you like to roll melee or athletics?
I'll roll melee, please. A 10.
And you needed a 9, I think it was. Yep.
I have training in melee, so.
Right, so you can fend off its attack.
Oh. I'll whip out my kosh and hit its hands. Whatever it's trying to do, I'll bat it away.
All right. Top.
Yep.
All right. Since I got highest inish, my flying friend here, how high up is he?
Not very high.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take my not flying friend, grab him, and throw him as hard as I can at my flying friend.
Who you throwing? Me?
Not you.
Or Charlie?
No, the other, whatever it is called, I can't remember.
Oh.
Slewer.
The man bat.
Slewer. He's picking up one slewer and throwing it at the other.
You sure like using other people as weapons, don't you? That's like a hallmark.
Honestly,
It's
my next thing, I'm thinking about putting a melee specialty in people.
So I think that's going to be a melee roll to get hold of the one that's on the ground, and then should we say shoot or athletics to throw it at the other one?
Probably athletics, because I'm not aiming him in a gun. I'm throwing him. I consider that in athletics.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, so my melee was only a 9. Was it enough?
You needed a
11, right?
yep. They are rather good at athletics, and so yeah, you need an 11.
I blew the 2 will for it.
Okay.
All right, I got him, and now I am throwing him with my athletics. Does my supernatural strength come into this?
Yeah, this seems like a feat of strength.
Okay, so that's going to be a +4 then.
Whoa. Whoa.
18.
Is that a critical success?
We will call that a critical, so we will say that you can do your standard unarmed attack damage, and it will affect both of them as they collide.
Only 5.
Well, that is enough. So yeah, the 2 of them collide in midair. There is a horrible crunching sound, and then 2 thuds as they hit the ground. They rapidly start melting away.
Okay.
No.
Do we need to collect their goo? Do they leave a goo, or is it?
Yeah, they don't seem to be leaving any residue.
Oh, I'll take a picture.
Okay, I would like to lean on my drive because it involves protecting my new pack.
Yep.
Woohoo!
All right, now I drop to a knee.
Right, and I'm getting my med kit out and checking him over.
Can I lean on my pay off this debt I owe? Because, you know, I tried saving Dr. Moore, even though he fucking refused to go to the ground. I did try to save him, and he has got more ties to our Patreon that, you know, I owe money to. Well, not money, but, you know, owe the debt to.
I'm trying to heal Vic in the meantime.
I'm clutching at straws here to get some more will back.
I think putting yourself in harm's way to protect Dr. Kane could qualify there.
5?
Okay.
So what happens if I go over, Sue?
Then you can get an extra XP at the end of the session.
I went over. I went 1 over.
Good for
I
you.
had 4 left, and my max is 8. And 5 plus 8, 4 is 9. I can do maths.
Quote a famous person. Look at the rules lawyer over there.
First, I'm not fucking famous. And secondly, I just wanted 4 wheel back.
Is Vic okay? I'm checking him out.
He's
I don't know if he
clearly
took any physical damage.
Yeah, he's clearly been hurt, but there is not a mark on him.
Okay.
I'll come out from behind me tree. Well done, everybody. Well done.
Thanks for the help.
I provided one less target, so it funneled them towards your obvious pugilist skills.
Pick up the.
Remind me to
fairy lights.
teach. We're going to have to do some sparring so you can defend yourself.
Hang on.
Oh, no, we're not. No.
I said sparring. I'm not going to hurt you.
No, you will. I assure you, you will hurt me. I was a very sickly child.
Well, if you keep declining, you're right. I will hurt you.
I thought you were supposed to show him some self-defense maneuvers. What happened there then?
Charlie, do you want to make a medicine roll for examination of Vic?
Yep, sure. 14.
Yeah, you're pretty sure he's been subjected to some kind of supernatural attack.
Okay. Yeah, so Vic's damaged here, but it's not natural. I'm gonna try law myself, but I'm gonna suggest that Kane also takes a look. Oh, I got 13. Oh my god. I double 6. Does that mean anything?
Well, it is a critical success. Yeah, you think this is some kind of necromantic attack.
Yay, my favourite thing.
But the Vic will probably recover with a bit of a sit down and maybe some glucose tablets.
Okay. Well, I might even have some glucose. And if not, I probably got some sweets. Or there may even be some sweets around if it was very trick-or-treaty here.
You keep it in a box of Scoobies, in a box that says Scooby Snacks, don't you?
I'll give you a flapjack.
So, a protected ring, a portal that needs to be opened with a ritual, if we can open it at all. But somebody has most recently. Obviously, the Boggarts on their way out.
Well, I'm just wondering if the party goers accidentally triggered it.
Is this your moment, Samuel?
What do you mean?
Is this your moment?
What moment?
Every so often you have a brilliant idea. Could this be it?
I mean, maybe I could detect what they did to accidentally trap themselves in the Fae realm.
You could have sang a song.
Why would I know a song?
Well, no, it could be that. Could be the ritual. They could accidentally have sang some strange rhyme that is local to this area that they think has no magical power at all, but actually opened the doorway.
Or they could have just been dancing round the circle.
Yeah,
Baba, seedy little sheep.
No, we're not allowed to sing that anymore.
So a couple of follow-up things. So now you've all had a moment to breathe. Kane, you will now remember that the other name for the slewer is the host.
The host.
So called because they don't generally hang around in twos. There's usually hundreds or thousands of them.
Oh, yay.
Lovely. I will remember this and say, there's possibly more of them.
What?
Great.
And so, Charlie, if you wanted to spend some time treating Vic's necromantic injury,
Yep.
Then he can get some hit points back.
Okay. Can I do that with medicine, or do I
Yeah,
need to use law, or a bit of both?
I think the fact you've got criticals on both means you don't have to make any more rolls.
Okay. I am spending some time doing that. Does he get any hit points back?
Yeah, it's been that long since I ran a combat. I can't remember how many. The fact you have the healer trait means I think you can do some extra.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's double, but I don't know what the base is from memory.
I mean, I'd settle for 6.
You can heal twice the usual amount of damage with a successful medicine check.
So you either take a character to 0 and they're stabilized, or you gain D6.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've just found the right page.
Page
So
8.
do you want to roll for your hit points, Vic? And then it's double the...
Considering you're healing me, you can roll it.
So that's 4.
I feel much better. Thank you so much, Charlie.
No problem. Does that count as leaning on my drive, Sue?
Well, he is a werewolf, so yeah.
Cool. And I'm up my max
Haven't
will,
you?
so that gives me experience
will.
point. I know I'm at full will. I haven't spent any yet.
Oh, okay.
So that gives me an experience point at the end.
I've started something now
Yep.
You have.
using the rules. Okay, we need to get into cover and remember how to open a fairy gate, or find out. This was it. Samuel had an idea, didn't he? That
Yeah,
maybe the revelers had somehow triggered the gate opening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been looking, I don't know, before all this started, I was looking for signs that they'd disappeared somehow.
I think
Have
they
they?
have.
It does rather look that way.
Right.
So can
You've got the
Yes.
name of the person who organised it.
It's Joe Willis, and we have the email address and her Facebook book. But although there are photos leading right up to the beginning of the party, there's nothing after that.
Egads.
Mhm.
Yeah, so can I use my object reading?
You can,
'Cause
but there
it doesn't-
might be an
'cause-
easier way.
Because it doesn't have to be an object. It can be a place where you currently stand as well. An easier way, is there any videos of them dicking around?
I'd say you could go and talk to someone.
I was going to say, the farm
Big
owners
village.
are part of the deal. So if we can work out where the farmhouse is that goes with the pumpkins, I reckon that'd be a good place to start.
A great idea.
All right, well, whose pumpkin patch is it?
You're on a farm, so there is going to be a nearby farmhouse.
Dr. Kane, you're good at talking to people. I think you should go talk to them. Or I'll go talk to them. What would you prefer? Would you rather me do it?
Go.
I think Mr. Smarmy Beats might be good.
All right, I'll head over there.
Okay, I'll come with you.
So yeah, the farmhouse isn't particularly hard to find. It is nearby. But when you get there, it is all locked up and quiet.
Gonna wander around, try and peer through the windows, see if there's a car in the drive, that sort of thing.
Yep, there is a car there.
Okay. Is there any sign that anyone's been around recently?
It's clear somebody lives there, but no actual people at the moment.
I'm going to knock at the door.
Yeah, and nobody answers.
Okay, I'm
is there-
gonna
Is there
skirt
anyone
round.
about? apart from Charlie?
At the farmhouse, it's just you and Charlie.
Okay. I'm going to pick the door.
I'm keeping half an eye on him, but I'm mostly keeping an eye to see if anyone's approaching, given that he is picking the door now. But also just any sign that people are working out on the field or anything. Can I hear any tractors or anything?
Cut to me sitting on a nice bench, nice, I forgot what they're called, one chair thing. What are they called? Bench. With Vic saying, now the thing about sending Samuel away to do this by himself is that it's showing trust that he's not going to do anything larcenous, like try and break into a building or anything like that.
Right, do you want me to roll to unlock?
Yep. It'll be stealth with all relevant bonuses.
So that's going to be +4 to my roll. Because I've got lock picking and I've got breaking and entry.
Yep.
A 13.
Yep. You are in silently and undetectably.
I'm going to stay outside and just keep an eye out for people.
Is there an answer phone?
There is not.
Okay, if I lift up
There
the
is a
phone,
landline.
yeah. If I lift up the phone, is there like a message, a call? A message on when it makes a noise at you?
There isn't.
Is there post?
Yep, and there's also a pile of papers on the dining table.
Okay, I'm gonna go look at the papers on the dining table.
So most of these papers seem to be related to preparations for this pumpkin picking party. There's a fairly extensive shopping list.
Anything stand out? Any like music they're going to be playing or anything along those lines? Any
It does seem to be.
dances?
It seems to be mostly food on the list.
What sort of food?
Seasonal produce largely. So, yeah, things like apples, pumpkin soup, a lot of sweets. Lots and lots of sweets.
Anything that stands out?
It seems pretty traditional Halloween fare in general.
So like grapes that have had their skin peeled to make them look like eyeballs and stuff like that.
Grapes are on the list.
Right.
It doesn't specify peeling them.
I'm not getting anything from here unless we buy all the food and see if we can fucking. I'm gonna take the list to Natalie. A shopping list of food. I don't know if this is going to be helpful.
Once he's out, do they keep any livestock on the farm?
There are a few chickens around.
Is there any way I can tell how, have they been left out overnight? Has someone taken them out in the morning? I'm trying to work out if the farmers disappeared last night along with potentially the people at the party.
The chickens are out and about, and you'd normally put chickens back in their coop at night.
Yeah.
Based on my incredibly limited knowledge of my parents' chickens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fox gets them.
Yeah, I was going to say, what time is it now, roughly? Morning, afternoon?
Afternoon. It was around lunchtime when Brittany first showed up. So yeah, late afternoon by now. It'll be starting to get dark soon.
Is there any quick way that I can get the hens back in their coop, or is it obvious?
Well, there's a fairly small number of them, so grabbing and running would probably work.
Okay, so I just quickly put them somewhere safe for the night and shut them in.
I don't really know. I mean, I don't know if there's an easy way to get information right now.
We didn't find any dropped phones or anything, so.
I've just noticed there are a couple of things that do stand out on your food list.
Oh.
Yeah, they seem to have bought rather a lot of cream.
Okay, how are we going to get cream?
Okay, so the boggarts could have come out after the cream. Okay. Yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss. What are we trying? What's our working theory at the moment? So we know there might be thousands of these horrible leathery things.
Well, I think the working theory is that they did something that activated a ritual that sent them into the hellscape of this undead queen. Right?
Okay. We know the boggarts got out
Yeah, when they
because
opened.
the ring opened, but they couldn't get back in again.
Yeah.
So is it likely that they've somehow activated it?
What's their TV like?
It's pretty nice. Bit big to carry by yourself, though.
Yeah, there's no way I'm letting him nick a TV. I mean, my working assumption is that either only Joe Willis and or the farm owner, or for all I know, she is the farm owner, have disappeared along with the other party goers. In that they're really.
Is there like a Facebook group, public group, for this village?
Yes, there is.
Is there any like mentions of, hey, has anyone seen such and such? I haven't seen them since like last night.
Well, there is someone who's posted, so how did the party go last night? To which there are no replies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus there are extra cars and missing people, apparently.
Right, okay. I think we should head back. I'll relock the door.
But we still don't know how it doesn't look from the search you did, assuming that part of the plan was to open the ring. It looks like they were just planning a party.
Yeah, and accidentally did it.
Yeah.
That's what I think, anyway. Have I missed... Yeah, before I go out, have I missed anything? Is there any other clues anywhere that I can see?
Not in this house.
Okay. I think I'm going to have to... see how they opened up. See what they were doing.
Do we...
Actually, there is one thing, because you've looked at the post, you know that the name of the farmers is not Joe Willis.
Okay. Is it worth
What's his
trying
name?
to find out what where Joe Willis's house is? So maybe Joe was planning it, if not the farmers.
All right. Yeah, let's find out who Joe Willis is.
Easiest way to do that in a small village like this: nip into the local pub, the Saracen's Head, as it turns out, and say, "Excuse me, Governor, do you know where Joe Willis lives?"
And they don't have data protection that they have to.
They don't have to worry about GDPR.
No GDPR in the pub. So yeah, the landlord smiles at you, says, "Yeah, oh yeah, mate, the weird girl.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, just round the corner.
What do you mean by weird girl?
Yeah, down Folly Lane.
What do you mean by weird girl? Exactly.
You'll know the place. It's the one with all the dream catchers."
Okay.
Let us away. We will return, landlord, later on, and probably have a couple of pints.
I can't. I'm
I
driving.
could use one.
Not now.
Gonna buy a couple of packets of peanuts.
You got any
do-
scampi fries at all?
And they do have a bowl of water by the door.
How do you know they got a bowl of water?
Not in the mood.
It's a country pub. They have a bowl of water by the door.
Right, that's off down Folly Lane toward the house of the dream catchers.
How can you say that with a straight face?
I think they've actually got a bucket outside the front door, according to the picture I'm looking at.
Whatever works.
I'll walk up to the door, and it's what sort of a house is it?
It looks quite a lot newer than most of the village. There's a small number of slightly newer houses down this street.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's fairly small, and yep, it is fairly dreamcatcher bedecked.
I will rap on the door.
Initially silence, and then a very nervous voice from inside calls, "Who is it?"
Hello, is that Ms. Willis?
Yeah. Who
Good
is that?
evening. My name's Dr. Moore.
Are you with the police?
Hardly, my dear, hardly. No. I'm from Cambridge, by way of Northampton, sadly.
Fucking hell. How do you talk to
We've come to help you with your party problem.
She opens the door slowly.
Has she got a horseshoe above the door?
Yes, she has. There's
We've
a
been
strong smell of patchouli.
Of what?
very 70s.
Yeah, it's.
Is she young or old? Is she...
She's young, looks early 20s.
Oh, you can afford a house.
She might be renting it.
She might have really rich parents.
Yeah. We've been to the cops, not as in the American cops, but the Copswood cops, and seen the remnants of the party. What happened?
And at that point, she starts to cry.
I put my arm around her and Oscar and sort of just gently steer her back into the house and follow her in.
And through the tears, she's just managing to say, I only wanted to talk to the fairies.
Uh-huh.
Didn't think this was going to happen.
Should I put the kettle
Right,
on?
so, yeah. Yeah,
I'll
go put the kettle on.
As
So
I'm walking in. Sorry. No.
I'm just going to say, start at the beginning. Tell us everything that happened. We're here to help.
She sits down and takes a deep breath. I say, you don't think I'm nuts for talking about fairies then?
No. We've been to the cops. We've seen the signs. Just tell us exactly what happened.
Well, I just wanted to learn magic, and I'd been hunting around for old books in the hope of finding something useful, and then finally I found something that looked about right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had this ritual for contacting the fae and giving them a gift, and then they would offer you magic in return.
Yeah. Do you still have the book?
Yes, I do.
If you could give it to Dr. Kane here, I'm sure he'd be interested.
If you say.
Keep going. What else happened?
Well, I knew the right place to do it, out by the fairy ring. Yeah, so I talked to the people at the farm. I suggested the party, because then I'd have an excuse to have all the right stuff there. It said I had to offer apples, cream and sugar.
Okay.
So I made sure that all the right things were on the list. I thought we'd just have a nice party, and then I'd perform the ritual by the fairy ring, and then, well, the fairies would take what they wanted and I'd get what I wanted.
But you did this while everyone was still there?
Yeah, they weren't supposed to take people.
Uh-huh. And what were these fairies that came? What did they look like?
Monsters.
On leathery rings, yes?
Yes.
How many came out?
I don't remember.
Ballpark, are we
I was
talking
so
2 or
scared.
200?
Oh, no, not that many. Grab everything and go.
Okay, so did they take the people back the way they came, or did they take them somewhere else?
Yeah, they took everyone back through the ring.
Why didn't they take you?
Well, they said we'd made a deal.
So what did you get?
Some kind of magic. I'm scared to use it now. I think it might hurt someone.
Okay. Did you see?
And I've started seeing dead people.
Yay.
Won't we all? Now, I'll lean in and say, so you made a pact with the fae?
And she nods.
That's most unfortunate.
Something you would never do.
Just throw a hacky, as we say up here. I say, now, if we are to get your fellow villagers back, you may have to sacrifice the power that the fae have given you.
I'd be happy to do that. I don't want it.
Whip out my notepad. By the way, describe how dangerous the magic is that you've been given.
Well,
What can you do?
like I said, I can see dead people, and I think I can,
Hurt people.
yes, hurt people with magic.
Just do it to Samuel.
No.
No.
Oh, you spoil my fun.
No.
Obviously, I'm saying this from the kitchen. How do you take your tea?
Did you see I described the boggarts. Or did you see them arrive?
No, I've been hiding in here since everyone disappeared.
What time was that?
Well, I suppose it was about 10 o'clock. We had the party.
Last night.
Yeah.
Am
Okay,
I right?
so-
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work backwards from the boggarts. So they were around 2 in the morning, weren't they? But that was getting all the way to Northampton.
So am I right in thinking that the book showed her how to the ritual that was needed to open the gate, and it involved sugar and sweets and cream and whatnot? Is that right?
Yeah, and she will go and get the book for you.
Well, we're going to have to keep that book for research, our research purposes, I'm afraid.
Take it. I don't want it.
So how many people were there?
I think there were 20 plus the farm owners, so 22.
Okay.
And do you remember the exact agreement you made with the fae?
Well, I did what it said to do in the book.
And what does it say in the book?
But it says that you offer them a gift. There were some words to recite at the fairy ring,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'd be gifted with the fairy magic.
And the gift that you offered them ended up being the party goers.
Well, that's how it turned out. Yeah.
And the food, because the food's all gone as
And
well.
food.
Yeah.
Did it have to be done in that specific place, or was it any fairy ring?
I don't know.
Cane?
It'll be that ring, I imagine.
Okay.
So if you're taking a look at the book, do you want to make either law or business?
Business? Really?
Business is the relevant skill for looking at deals with the fae.
Yeah, lawyer.
So yeah, 12. Yeah, it does look like it is going to be specific to this ring, and there is some extremely weaselly language in this book. So a cursory reading would suggest that these are the specific things you need to offer, but it says nothing about these being the only things they'll take.
Could we null and void the...
Is it down to things like taking the food, but if the food happens to be wrapped in a human stomach at the same time? Oh, well.
But it could just be taking everything that's on offer, couldn't it? Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Right, then. So we know now how to open the ring.
Yep.
Yeah.
We need to get cream.
So specifically, there's a ritual for opening the ring, and then there's the
Act.
offering.
Yeah, so they're two different things.
Yeah.
So we don't actually want to offer them anything necessarily, but we do want to open the ring potentially. Can we try again to find out how many of the leathery winged friends came through? Was it more than the 2 we've dealt with? Is really what I'm trying to get.
Well, it looks like what this ritual does is leave the ring partly open, which wouldn't be a problem most of the year, but at this time of year, the few days around Halloween, that's when the barriers between the worlds start to get thin and things can slip through.
I don't suppose in this book they have a how to close the ring. Is it separate, or is it the same thing, or does it happen automatically?
Yeah, there is details on how to close the ring as well.
Does that require any special equipment?
Yes, it needs bronze and salt.
Well, salt ought to be easy enough. Not sure about bronze.
Cool, they must have hated the fucking Bronze Age. Oh no, the Iron Age. Is it? What is usually iron? Is it? Oh, I forget. Never mind.
Anyway, the conclusion that you would draw here is that you need to get this circle closed before Halloween itself.
Yeah.
Because that is the time when it will be pushed wide open. Do you know what's on the other side?
But we also need to get the people who've been drawn through
Back,
out as well.
ideally.
Ideally, because that is our job, is to stop people being dragged from one side of this world into the liminal world. That's the entire point we exist.
But we definitely need to make sure the ring's closed. So we need to get some
Yeah.
bronze and salt. I can't think, apart from Olympic medals, I can't think what's made of bronze, because horse brass is a brass and brass is not bronze.
Most copper coins are actually bronze, apparently. To, knowledge of
What's bronze?
coins,
Copper and tin, I think.
coins to the rest of the world.
Copper and tin, apparently. Okay, so we've got some oldish coins. I think they've got steel in now because they're magnetic. The older coppers would be.
Right, on Amazon we can buy a racing bronze. little statuette for 24 pounds. Order that.
Can we get
Wow.
it the same day?
Yep. No.
Don't get me started.
Okay. Where would we logically be able to find bronze?
I don't know what I mean. Is it used for nails or anything? If we go to a farmer's merchants or something, I just can't think what we use bronze for.
Bells largely.
Is there a foundry near here?
A lot of musical instruments have some kind of bronze component.
Yeah.
Okay.
And small artworks. So you can buy a lot of little bronze statuettes.
Okay, so we could just hit up some antique shops in Nottingham or Northampton and collect some.
Well, one of us is going to have to go on a trip to get some bloody cream.
Well, you'd think that by tomorrow, the wonderful logistics mega power that is Tesco's will have managed to get another delivery from somewhere, wouldn't you?
Not if the buggerts have stolen it.
Yeah, but
they
they promised
stolen
not to do it.
worldwide. No.
Do you trust them to keep that promise?
Maybe for a day. Do we need cream though? Because I don't know if that was part of the bargaining rather than the opening. I thought the ritual was.
We got to close it, so we don't need the cream.
Yeah.
Right.
For the ritual, you need apples, but not the other stuff.
Okay, plenty of apples.
So it sounds like what we're doing is, and it's probably early evening now, or late afternoon, early evening.
Early evening, yeah.
Yeah. So it probably sounds like what we should be doing is heading back home and coming back here tomorrow after we've visited some antique stores to do a bit of bargain hunt to get a few bits of bronze.
How is Joe Willis? Is it worth taking her with us? Is she scared, or is she going to be okay if we leave her here?
She's pretty scared, but doesn't seem keen to go anywhere.
Okay.
Joe, question for you. Did you consider how to close this ring before you started this whole thing?
I never thought about that.
So you wouldn't happen to have any bronze on hand then?
Well, I've got something.
Oh, right. What have you got?
What is it?
She goes and brings out a little bronze knife.
Is this something you would be willing to part with so we could close the ring?
I don't ever want to see it again, to be honest.
Okay. What is
Where
there
did it
anything
come
special about this knife?
Yeah, where did it come from that you don't want to see it again?
Well, I bought it because I was trying to take up witchcraft, and that was part of it.
We will be happy to use this to close the ring so something good can happen from it. So
Okay.
you'll be able to put your conscience at ease, at least somewhat.
Is there a grit, like one of those like yellow grit tubs in the village that we've noticed at all? Because that should be salt.
Yeah, there should be one, especially this time of year.
I mean, I'm sure we've got table salt in the office.
Or in this woman's house, or in the pub that we've just been in as well.
Pub. Let's check the
Do
pub
we-
first.
Many sources of salt. Salt is not.
Yeah, but if we need like a large circle or something, a grit bucket's going to be a large quantity of salt.
It certainly is.
And we know there's a bucket outside the pub that we can borrow.
Yeah, that's for the dogs. That's for Vic.
What?
Nothing.
So I'm going to go off and grab some salt.
Right. We have bronze, we have salt, we have apples.
Do we? I'm gonna be like, right. Rather than just wandering into the fucking Fae realm, do we need to take anything to protect ourselves? Like,
Yes.
you know, weapons that are effective against them.
I mean, horseshoes. I mean, but I don't know that we'd be able to take iron into the fairy realm.
Well, horseshoes are supposed. Oh. I thought
Well, this is
horseshoes
my
should put-
protection.
You know, well, I'm talking about the rest of us rather than you. You know.
Do we know if there's any common? I mean, would iron help at all? Oh, person who's been studying the Fae.
So how much do I know about the Fae stuff, Sue, considering I have been studying it?
Yeah, I think you'd know enough to know that iron doesn't work.
Yes.
Okay.
Iron's a modern affection where we think that it's iron that's going to hurt the Fae. it's been something that's been put about in modern literature. It's actually bronze that does for the Fae. That was the time, allegedly, when the Fae were trying at their hardest to influence the world. And so the people back then found some way of using bronze against them, and it sort of resonated through the Fae realms and made them more vulnerable to it. But more importantly than that, if we do go into the Fae realms, Samuel, are you listening? You must never, ever, ever take liquid, take food, take anything from them, or promise them anything. Okay?
What do you mean?
Don't eat, don't drink, don't promise them anything, don't just...
What sort of
Can we
idiot do you
take a
think I am?
dump?
What sort of idiot do you think I am?
We don't
Don't
have
answer
time.
that.
And I think at this point we will pause the adventure and do some experience points.
Okay.
Once again, page 85. Right, so the first question, has your character learned something new about the hidden world?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Well, you've all
Yeah.
learned about Slua today.
And Boggart.
Yep.
Yeah, I learned slurs are squishy.
There is a Fae door.
They're more crunchy than squishy. Right, have you advanced your crew's goal?
Well, we
Yes.
found out more. I feel.
Oh.
I feel
I feel
we're
like-
heading in the right direction.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's a yes, though. I still think it's a yes.
Yeah, our goal is to preserve the boundaries between the hidden and the mundane world, but we are interacting directly with the boundaries between the hidden and the mundane world.
You have found a boundary that is open and are working to close it again. So that's a yes. You have not yet concluded this case successfully.
Nope.
Although we did find out who stole the cream, in all
That is
fairness.
true, but it is not really a long-term solution.
No.
Right, and have you learned something new and important about your crew or one of its members?
Yes. I
Yeah.
feel
Don't
I
expect
broke-
backup in a fight.
I'm the
Also-
one who learned that.
Also, I learned how to break Dr. Kane Moore.
Kudos, by the way.
What did you do? Was that something I missed?
Yeah, it was when you was having difficulty. I basically turned around and I basically said, what did I say? It was like, you've been trying something along the lines of maybe they accidentally fell into the Fae realm, stumbled into the Fae realm, and it sent him on an existential crisis of his whole life.
Maybe I've been trying too hard all these years to get into the Fae realm. I learned that Vic is actually far stronger than he seems, even when he's in human form, which I didn't realize before.
Well, even when he threw a guard at another guard, I feel there's a bit of a pattern developing
That
here.
was ghosty stuff in ghosty realms. Anything can happen there. I've actually seen him like yeet one person into the sky to hit another person. And yeah, it's now even more scary, not just in wolf form, but now in human form, you're terrifying. You can
See,
literally
that's-
bench press a fairy.
That's one of the reasons I don't transform a whole lot, because I don't have arms I can do this stuff with. That's not the main reason. Main reason your character would already know my entire pack was wiped out because we were too liberal with our shape shifting. So I kind of had it drilled into me only when absolutely necessary, and it went in private.
And then did we got tick an experience box? Oh, I haven't ticked that box. About engaging your drive and you generate more will than you can use. Thing.
Yeah, so that's 3, assuming, and then I get a bonus because I went over. I did the leaning on my will without when I was at max will, so I'm up to 10 now.
3 for me, 4 for everyone else.
Yeah, I think
got
some of you
another
might
skill
have got your next skill point now.
Yeah. My next skill point.
Oh yeah, you have to click off. Woohoo!
That's
Yeah,
it.
I will decide over the course of the week what might be the most appropriate.
That is an
I'm
extra
gonna
feature I
take
need
a-
to add to the character sheet.
So I'm going to give myself 1 in athletics.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea.
Considering you're a cat burglar, I'm surprised you didn't already have something like that.
Why would I have athletics?
I suppose you were depending on precognition to know when to get out of there without having to run.
Exactly. See, Vic, Sue knows my character, but better than you do.
The old spidey sense that someone's coming back home.
Right, should we do some shout outs? Let's start with Sue. Sue?
Yeah, you can find me under the name Savage Spiel on Twitter and Blogspot. And on the Blogspot site is where you'll find all the games that I'm working on. So there is one you can get on Drive Through RPG. It's called Silencers. It's all about inept assassins. There is a free one, which is a lasers and feelings hack to be a cyberpunk game. And there's the one that's not quite out yet, which is Matrons of Mystery, which is a cozy mystery game.
Thank you. Neil?
You can find me on Twitter at Omnihedron, and you can check out my musings on gaming at omnihedron.co.uk.
Hang on.
Sorry, not at Omnihedron, at Vodka Shock.
Oh, God,
On Twitter.
thank you. Yeah, I was thinking, hang on, what? I got
You
vodka
fool
shots
gal.
on Twitter. The other two, do you have anything to shout out at all?
Not really. You can find me as Nyarthlopic on James's Discord, and that's about it.
Okay. Right, as for me, don't forget to check out the social media. Join the Discord if you haven't done so already. Follow me on Twitter. Facebook, if you don't use Twitter and use Facebook, you can join the Facebook group. And if you're watching this on Twitch, don't forget to follow me on YouTube at www.youtube.com/JamesCorp. Or if you're watching us on YouTube and you want to watch it live, you can come watch it every Sunday. That's Test Chamber as a whole, every Sunday night. From 7 p.m. I can say GMT now, can't I? 7 p.m. GMT. It's if you want to watch it live, and that's over at twitch.tv/Chambers of Roleplay, all one word, and you can follow it there. Other than that, I'd like to thank Sue for running an excellent game again. Superb. Thank you, Sue. Very enjoyable. And I'd like to thank the players for playing, because a game's not a game without players, right? So, and I'd like to thank Neil for his constant banter with myself. It's been good. And I'd like to thank everyone that watched. And we will see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat time for the conclusion of the brainwork of the
Adventure.
Case.
Halloween
Adventure.
special.
The Halloween special, yeah, exactly. Right, thank you all, and we will see you later. Don't forget, you can support me on Patreon over at patreon.com/JamesCorp, and also get your name here in the credits. I'd like to thank Era Sherpa, Weefs, Orcus Dorcas, Matt Jones, Mike Nudd, Ludovic, Bud's RPG Review, Giuseppe, and J-Wall. Thank you very much for your continued support. Most appreciated. Bye.